All right, today we're going to dive into a world of magic, strategy, and a really, really cool idea. We're talking about Tasern Siegefront and its promise of an AI with a soul. So let me just ask you this. Are you tired of playing against opponents that do the same thing every single time? You know the type. You learn their patterns, you figure out their moves, and after a while, the challenge just kind of fizzles out, right?
But what if an AI could actually think? What if it could adapt to what you're doing and maybe, just maybe, even make a mistake? Imagine facing an opponent that feels less like a script and more like a real person sitting across from you.
That whole idea is right at the heart of what makes this game so special. We're talking about an AI with a soul, one that thinks, adapts, and, this is the important part, makes mistakes. This isn't your average, predictable computer player. This is what the creators call a consciousness AI.
So, what does that even mean, a consciousness AI? Well, it's an opponent built from the ground up with personality and its own intentions. And, the real kicker, it has the freedom to make interesting, totally human-like mistakes. It's an AI that can surprise you, it can outplay you, or it could make a glorious, chaotic blunder that you'll be talking about for days.
So how does it actually think? Well, under the hood, the AI is running through this 6-step loop every single turn. First, it does a quick self-check. Then, it becomes self-aware, figuring out if it's stuck or feeling confident. Next, it analyzes the board and picks a strategy, like aggressive or defensive. Then it dynamically creates cards, scores its options, and finally, it records what happened so it can learn for next time. It's a whole thought process, every single turn.
And here it is. This is the secret sauce. The AI has a 30% variance from what a computer would call the perfect move. And that is huge. That's where all the creativity, the personality, and those amazing, unpredictable moments come from. See, the goal here isn't to play perfectly, it's to play interestingly. And that variance is what makes these 5 AI personalities possible. You've got Sir Stumbleheart, who's creative but, well, a bit chaotic. There's Lady Swiftblade, who's all about aggressive rushdown. You have Thornwick, the calculated chess master who tries to be optimal. Then there's Grok, who is just pure, beautiful chaos. And finally, Archmagus Nethys, who loves to experiment with magic. Each one feels different because that personality is baked right into how they think.
Okay, so we have this incredible AI, but what's the game it's actually in? Well, welcome to the Siegefront, where every single battle is a brand new story.
What we're looking at is a tactical card battle game set in the super rich Dungeons & Dragons universe of Tales of Tasern. So yeah, you can expect all that classic fantasy goodness. Knights, mages, monsters, and epic showdowns. Now this is a core mechanic that you've got to understand. Dynamic card generation. The AI doesn't have a pre-built deck like you do. Nope. It literally manifests its cards into existence based on what's happening on the battlefield, its personality, and how much mana it has. This means you can't just go online and look up a deck list to counter it, because one doesn't exist.
The flow of a battle is actually pretty simple to pick up. You play your cards on a 3x3 grid. You can attack the enemy's cards, or you can go straight for their castle, which has 30 health. First one to get the other's castle to 0 wins. Simple, right? But as you're about to see, there are some really powerful strategic layers built on top of that. And it's in those layers where you're really going to have to master the battlefield. We're talking about strategy that goes way beyond just playing the best card in your hand. First up, the weather. The environment itself is practically a third player in this game. A sudden rain or a thunderstorm can weaken everyone's attack. Fog might roll in and boost defense. Snow could slow everything down. These effects mean you and the AI both have to constantly rethink your plans on the fly. And then you've got formations. Where you place your cards on that grid matters a lot. Set up a vanguard formation and you get a big attack boost. A phalanx gives you more defense. An archer line lets your ranged units do their thing safely. The key takeaway here is that your positioning can be just as important as the cards themselves. The game also has a pretty unique system that connects you to its entire ecosystem. They call it Web3 Magic, and it's all about making your ownership and support for the game directly improve your gameplay. So how's it work? Well, you can connect your crypto wallet, and if you're holding certain game-related tokens, you get actual real stat boosts inside the game. It's a model where being an active member of the community literally rewards you on the battlefield. And here's a super clear example. For every 0.01 LP token you hold, all of your cards get a 5% stat boost.
It's not some vague promise, it's a direct, tangible benefit that connects your support for the game to your actual power in a match.
So, what's next for the game? Let's take a look at the road ahead, because from the looks of it, this adventure is just getting started. The team has laid out a really ambitious 6-phase roadmap. They're starting by refining the core mechanics, then they'll move into polishing everything up, adding more content, bringing in multiplayer, making the AI even smarter, and eventually building out a full NFT ecosystem.
But here's the most important thing you need to take away from that roadmap. This isn't some far-off dream. Milestone 1 is already done. The game is fully playable, right now, against all 5 of those amazing AI personalities. The core experience is built, it's ready, and you can play it.
And it all comes back to this guiding philosophy the developers have. They're always asking themselves one powerful question: will they tell stories about this? It's not about being perfectly balanced or trendy. It's about creating those memorable moments, those unique stories that can only happen on the Siege front. So what story will you tell?